time now for some long overdue, uplifting and constructively critical commentary from you. In other words, let us cross the border and enter the Nutbag City Limits. I'm John Cadogan from autoexpert.com.au and I get new cars cheap for buyers here in Australia. Hit me up on the website. That. Now look, okay, I am not above criticism, and frankly that's how you've got to be on YouTube, because the comments feed is something of a cesspit. But I simply have not been getting the hate I deserve lately, and I blame you. Only one video in my past 30 uploads sits below 90% likes, and it's stuck at friggin' 89.8. So technically, and only technically, is it hated. Where have all the stone-cold haters gone? You're a Hyundai shield. Alex, mate, I hate it when the education system leaves anyone behind. I think you mean shill, although this might have been a reference to Michael Chiklis. There is an uncanny resemblance. I think you'd agree. I am a handsomer, younger, taller, and somewhat more ruthlesser version of Mr. Chiklis. And let's face it, he is a prime specimen as a role model. In fact, if Michael friggin' Angelo were sculpting David today, I know whom he would look to for inspiration. But a shill, mate, a shill is a con man posing as a genuine customer to entice or encourage others. In fact, I am a genuine Hyundai customer. I'm not posing as a customer. I'm not a friggin' imposter. I am one. I own a 2019 Santa Fe. It's just over there, incidentally. I put my money where my mouth is on that, and thankfully, it's been great so far. But I have no commercial arrangement with Hyundai, although I do have faith in the product and I respect the way they treat their customers. And to me, that's important. So if that's bias, guilty as charged, dude. This guy is disgusting and a disgrace. Very hard indeed to argue with that, Mick. I am discussing. In fact, look, I'm doing it now. And it is one of my primary goals to age disgracefully. So, agreed. Thanks for watching, mate. Your contribution today, excellent. Why not rename your cutting fluid to insulting fluid? It would go with the other two bottles. A simple answer there, William. Insulting fluid would not sell. And Trev, such an industry icon. It would be heresy to attempt a rebrand there. Like, just look at it. It's a thing of beauty and a joy to behold. I just love me a good Trev. Can you see that okay there? Like, pretty good. For extreme duty applications, right up the top. Thick fluid sticks to the tool. Yes. Thick fluid sticks to the tool, doesn't it always? Somebody actually sat down one day and wrote that with a straight face. Hashtag respect. Incidentally, this is a pro tip, okay? DIY dudes, get Trev for drilling metal and pay no heed whatsoever to those DIY dipshits on YouTube spraying WD-40 onto drills and other operations of this nature. Never use aerosols for lubricating machining operations, because they often use propane as the propellant in aerosols, so that might not end so well. The safety data sheet for WD-40 classifies it as, quote, extremely flammable, and advises, quote, keep away from heat, sparks, open flames, and hot surfaces. Bad idea for machining then, I'd suggest. Look, whether it's drilling or tapping or milling or friggin' sawing metal, or just hanging here in the fat cave and annealing one's nuts, such as right now, you want thick fluid that sticks to the tool. I know I look forward to that, especially when it prevents burning bush and disasters of that nature. in the workshop. I hate it. Don't get me wrong though, WD-40 is awesome and versatile, and some of the specialty WD-40s are pretty damn clever too, such as the lithium grease. I use that a lot. Incidentally, inspiration for 2020 FO came from Nulon, which took a brilliant punt in the late 20th century with, that's right, "Start, you bastard." Brilliantly brave marketing there. First weekend of spring, all those dudes out there in the lawn, in the garden, whatever, busting a friggin' gut over long, dormant lawnmowers. Look me in the eye and tell me you haven't been there and done that. Like, what else do you call the friggin' solution? Start, you bastard! The WD-40 company is, quote, "a global organisation dedicated to creating positive lasting memories by developing and selling products which solve problems, get it right, in workshops, factories and homes around the world." Yes, that's a mission. Given the delightful way 2020 has unfolded for us all, no shortage of problems, think you'd agree. Do you suppose a limited edition can of Auto Expert 2020 FO, perhaps in a commemorative box, would just sell its tits off, be a talking point in the shed for years to come in your very own fat cave, handed down from generation to generation as a valued family heritage icon? I think it probably would. And you can help. Send the WD-40 company a message now, wd40.com.au/contact. Just tell them you know a dude who knows a dude who knows a dude who offers heretofore untapped marketplace penetration. And isn't that what 2020 FO is all about? Plus, 2020 FO is easier to spell than hydroxychloroquine. Think you'd agree. Does the battery last to 300,000 miles? How much does a new one cost? You know it's a very serious case when you see a double dose written there right in front of you in black and white, don't you? Very confronting prescription. Think you'd agree. Lightning doesn't typically strike twice, does it? Just saying. And now, of course, the glacé cherry on the icing of the nutty cake today, allegedly from the Grand Cherokee Owners Club of Shitsville Facebook page, from a dude whom I will call simply Trev. "The guy's an absolute flog with an agenda." Goodness, I think he means me. My recent Jeep Don't Buy report from just the other day, 97.3% likes to dislikes, but happily Trev was probably one of the 2.7% of enthusiastic downvoters. Yes. I do enjoy absolute flog status these days, that's quite true. I've got lifetime platinum double diamond advantage flog membership. It's awesome. Straight into the chairman's lounge at Club Flog every time. And yet, for so much of my life, I was only a partial flog, I'm ashamed to admit, and not for want of trying either. But then I got Dickhead Pro, and my life simply changed. I went properly next level. I decided to become your next Prime Minister and make Australia less shit. It's certainly audacious, but together I know we can do this. And let's face it, absolute flog is the minimum accepted qualification to be Prime Minister these days. That's pretty clear from the Constitution. You can tell I'm qualified for this from my LinkedIn profile, which I updated this morning, the better to reflect Trev's assessment of my prime ministerial suitability. Clearly, I do have an agenda which I enthusiastically prosecute to prevent as many people as possible from buying badly supported shit heaps. And I do find Grand Cherokee in particular so disappointing because it looks so good and it goes so well and it is so capable across a breadth of operating conditions, and the price, frankly, is so right. Pity about the reliability, the ownership cost, and of course the emphatically crap support, at least here in Shitsville. Trev, of course, was unfinished in the domain of critical assessment. he was on a roll. I bet he hasn't owned or even driven a Jeep. The only thing he drives is a plug all the way up. Trev, mate, I generally prefer dinner and a few drinks before we go for the plug. Perhaps we could preemptively discuss current events and just have a few laughs, mate. We could get out on the dance floor or sing some karaoke. Just get to know one another first. There are clear social conventions orbiting this kind of interaction. Premature plug just seems coarse and unnecessary, even with Trev. Still, I do rather look forward to hosting the annual Grand Cherokee Owners Club of Shitsville convention to be held this year at my suggestion at iconic Sydney Kink Dungeon Temple 22, where I sincerely hope Grand Cherokee Club members will get a different taste of pain and denial at a somewhat lower cost and without the public humiliation they are so emphatically used to. So that's rather nice. The late, great Chrissy Amphlett, of course, sang the haunting ballad of the Jeep owner, entitled so memorably, I Touch Myself. And in Ms. Amplett's own words, in respect of Jeep ownership, I think it's fair to say there's a fine, fine line between pleasure and pain.